Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Who here is a dreamer? Imagine. A million dreams. You know, some people call this a dream. They call it illusion, Maya. And so we can change the illusion. We can change the dream. We just have to participate. And if we lift our vision, we take that time to go within, we'll get the higher vision. We'll get the bigger picture. And then we hold that, and then we come together, and we create a new world. I want to honor everybody for coming here today, because we're holding a new vision, a different vision. Sometimes we've been called crazy. But we hold the vision, and we continue to breathe and do our life. So today the title is New Beginnings, and this whole month it's about learning more about who we are and expressing our truth. So new beginnings. When we give ourselves permission to begin anew, growth can occur. Growth can occur if we give ourselves permission to grow. See, we're the chooser. And once we begin to just accept that and allow that to be a foundation stone for ourselves, we can begin to grow and to change into that greater, that new vision. I want to share this from Spirit, a poem. And it's about new beginnings. We all like new beginnings. They free us from the past and all the little entanglements of which we've held so fast. It's time to claim the new day with clarity and love, in which to paint our picture, guided from above. Just breathe and feel the presence of all that ever is. It's ours to use, create with, revealing that we're His. The day star has arisen, a light within our heart, revealing all we've ever known, our new life now to start. So we all like new beginnings. We truly like the new beginnings that we start. Sometimes we don't really like the new beginnings that the universe might start for us. And it's just asking us to change, to grow, maybe to be better. So, how many here still have a few entanglements from the past that we still cling to? Past experiences, past relationships, past people. And why do we cling to them? Like if we think about it, go, gosh, that doesn't seem right. Why should I cling to this old stuff when I have this creation within me that lies before me? So it's things that we can look at about ourselves to give ourselves permission to begin to live anew, to begin to grow into greater. If we give ourselves permission to change, to grow, to begin anew, some foundation stones that we need to look at is, do I love myself to support myself? And a lot of times those entanglements to the past really don't support who we are now. That was a past experience. It was a class we were in. We can graduate ourselves into the now. Connect with Spirit now. Connect with God now. And take a step. So I love myself enough to support myself. And I know everyone loves himself enough here, don't they? Because we're all going through this big old process of change. Do I love another to support them? To allow them to be that unique expression that they are. To not hold them to a certain picture or put them in a box. Love them enough to see who they truly are, to allow them to be who they truly are. It's love. And do we love life enough to support life? Trust life. Knowing there is innate wisdom in all and a divine plan for all. Now that could be a new beginning for us to understand that there's this innate intelligence or wisdom that's in life, all of life, and there's a divine plan for all. We might not understand the divine plan in life, We're trying to understand the divine plan in our own life. So if we give ourselves to grow, give ourselves permission to grow, give ourselves permission to change, we'll begin to reveal to ourselves greater aspects of who we are. So new beginnings give ourselves new opportunities to grow. Your Father knoweth that ye have need of these things, for it is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. It's the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. The kingdom of heaven lies within. To begin to make that journey, to go within, open the door and allow that energy, the kingdom energy, God consciousness energy, to begin to flow out into our lives and to manifest, to make the dream that we hold within our heart real. To seek to know God. To seek to know God. At InnerQuest, our mission statement is to know oneself. It's a journey of life. The path begins in the heart. The path begins in the heart because that's where that I am presence of God resides within us. So until we begin to go within our heart, we're really probably not walking our journey. We're probably walking someone else's path. So to begin to go within and get a glimpse, get a quickening, a knowing that maybe I am greater than the world says I am, or I think I am. And to allow Spirit to begin to flow through our life. New beginnings. To move beyond knowing of God, to ask to know God. That's what opens up the door. I seek to know you, Father. Ask and you shall receive. The law of correspondence states that anytime we have a question, the answer is right there. What happens is we're usually looking for the answer to be what we expect it to be, and we miss the true answer that God's given us. Jesus showed us how we can live to know God, how we can live to come into greater harmony with God, how to live to come into a greater harmony with life. All the stories of Jesus working with people, his daily living, reveal how we can take the steps now in our life. It's not like we have to wait. How about that being a new beginning? To be able to change now and not have to wait to change now. The transforming power of God, that Christ energy. He gave us the opportunity to begin now. So he'd walk through life and people would come up to him, and so he'd ask them the question, would you be healed? Would you be healed? He asked them, so their participation would determine their experience. Yes, I would be healed. Fine. If they didn't want to and they walked on, fine. Would you be healed? Healing, replacing a lower consciousness energy with a higher consciousness energy. So in the stories, if people are approaching Jesus the Christ, they're approaching a higher consciousness expression of God's love on the planet. We can still approach that higher consciousness of God's love on the planet. I would guess that we all have things that we could let go to lift into a higher level of consciousness. So yes, I would be healed. Pick up your bed and walk. How's that? Guys, paralyzed, laying in his bed. Oh, poor me. Pick up your bed and walk. Pick up your bed and walk. With that higher consciousness, God love, God energy, to begin to lift the consciousness of that person. To begin to erase that thought pattern that they're holding in consciousness that keeps them paralyzed in life. Pick up your bed and walk. What a great statement. This is what race consciousness says. You made your bed, now lay in it. Man's directive, God's. Pick up your bed and walk, my brother, my sister. Put your hand in my hand. Feel the vibration of God's love flowing to you and through you now. And allow that energy of God's love to lift you and to begin to transform the thoughts and patterns that you have created with. To create anew, to begin anew. Lift up your eyes. The blind man comes to Jesus. Lift up your eyes and see. Lift up your eyes to higher vision. To see the truth of life, the truth of who you are. When we keep our vision the same level all the time, we're going to keep seeing the same things over and over and over. And a lot of times we're blinded to life. We're blinded to the truth of life because we see what we expect to see. We don't see what God has for us to see. The wonder of life, the beauty of life. So lift your vision, lift a higher vision. To begin to see with the eyes of Spirit, with the eyes of Christ, the eyes of God. To seek the mind that was in Christ Jesus, to begin to understand at a higher level. Lazarus, come forth. He's been in the tomb for 4 days. Dead. Lazarus wanted to live within his soul. He drew the Christ, the eternal life. Lazarus, come forth. You know your spirit. You know you're eternal. Lazarus comes forth. Lifted in consciousness to live life at a higher level of consciousness now. Do you think Lazarus changed the way he was living up to that point? I think he did. To be quickened, to be lifted into a higher level of awareness, to allow the cells, the atoms, and particles of your body to be transmuted into a higher life form. That ultimate limitation that we all believe in of death. Lazarus, come forth. And aren't there parts of our life that we want to walk out of? To walk out of the old world into a new world, to be born anew? I've walked through a lot of lifetimes in this lifetime. I was done. I was ready to be shifted, to be lifted, to live a new experience in life. There. We live in a wonderful time now where we don't have to reincarnate lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. We have multiple lifetimes if we're aware of who we want, of who we are, and what we want to do. We can shift. We don't have to wait. Here's one. Jesus says to the thief on the cross that's next to him, "You'll be with me in heaven today. You'll be with me in heaven today with me." The stories that we read about, that are told to us, we can glean teachings from them, and they're all about us because we are that collective soul. And new beginnings are available to us in an instant, in a moment. Today you'll be in heaven with me. So the guy was evidently messing up if he's being crucified. And I don't think we mess up as much as we think we do. And it's when we begin to turn our vision from the lower and lift it to the higher, we begin to get a higher vision of self. And then that's what allows for the new vision to come manifest. All these stories are just examples of how when we turn, shift, and lift our vision, transformation occurs. We know of so many stories of transformation in the 29 years that we've been doing InnerQuest. We could write a book. It's real. That's what we're all about here. To not know about God, but to know God, the God within. The God within each person. The God within each heart. And as we make that journey into our heart and open up the door, we begin to shift in that instant. And the rest is up to us. We begin to shift on an emotional level, on a mental level, and even on a physical level. And we let that be our validation. And we don't have to listen to what people say about us or even think about us. Because once we make that connection with the truth I am, fulfillment, peace become ours. And we begin to live the life that we were born to live. We continue our journey, one with our brothers and sisters, are one with all life on the planet, to take no thought. Take no thought. Look at the lilies of the field. They're arrayed in the most fine garments, the birds. And if God takes care of the animals and the plants, how much more will He take care of us? Take no thought. We take thought. And we create a great big story about who we are and what life is and what it's supposed to be. When we're to take no thought. When we're to have faith in God and trust. Here's a new beginning. Our only responsibility is that the Spirit of God... Our only responsibility is that the Spirit of God dwell in us. Our only responsibility is that the Spirit of God dwell in us. That gives power to our words and our life when we say, it's the Father within who doeth the works. It's a paradigm shift that Jesus instituted over 2,000 years ago. And race consciousness still rebels. Surrender. Surrender. God is the infinite intelligence that created the universe. Can we trust the indwelling God, presence and power, to take care of us as children of God? I don't know. God created the universe, keeps everything going, created everything, moves through everything. God is. God's within. Can I trust that wisdom of God, the power of God, the love of God, to take care of my manifestation? That's a new beginning that we could all begin to embrace now. That's what New Thought's all about. That's what the New Age is all about. That's what the Age of Enlightenment's all about. Spiritual awareness, I am. And then begin to walk and live from that, so that it is a new day. As we usher in the new age, we usher in a new day, every day. And we can hold to that truth. And it's a way that we can move from drama to Dharma. See, we create lots of drama with our thoughts. God creates with love. Most of the time our thoughts aren't as loving as they could be to ourselves or others. So to move from drama to dharma, to begin to know it's the Father within, God. God is love, okay? Our love is the energy that draws to us all that we need to express our true gift. To express our true gift, beingness. Allowing our beingness to express freely. Free from thought, and especially free from thoughts of others. As we grow our love, as we grow our capacity to experience love, each new experience that we have leads us closer to home, which is love. I think the new beginning, the new age, is all about truly, consciously living aware of love. Not human love, divine love. We've all heard the saying, to be in the world but not of the world. We're spiritual beings in this physical matter, third dimensional density. To be in the world but not of the world. Love is not in the world. Love creates the world. Love creates the world. A million dreams begin with love. To recreate the vision that we hold now. Love creates the world. The love that's within each and every one of our hearts. As we allow it to just express in our individual experience, we change the world. We're recreating that world into a world that can be filled with love, and joy and peace and abundance and all those cool words that we want to label with, but just love. We don't even have the capacity to comprehend what that would look like. So the process is to go within, seek to know God, and allow that God within free expression, to allow the Spirit of God to dwell in us, to allow the Spirit of God to dwell in us. That's our responsibility. So as we begin to just take these steps and I seek a new beginning, and I'm going to love myself enough to support myself in the guidance that I get. We're on our way. It can be a whole lot simpler than people tell us. Let's go within. And as you close your eyes, it's almost like a big door closes, and we're going to close our door to the worldly way. And just breathe. And as you breathe in, just feel God's love filling you. And as you breathe in, I want you to allow your consciousness to ride that wave of holy breath right within your heart. As you move within your heart, this space of unconditional love and beauty, move into the garden of your heart. And just feel. Just feel. Feel the energy, the love, the presence of God as your garden. And look around at your garden. begin to see the presence of God throughout the garden, throughout the plants and flowers, and trees, rocks, minerals, the ground. Look closely and you'll see God in the air. The particles of God, creation. Waiting to be molded with our love for a new beginning. And so just breathe. As you breathe, just feel your heart center. That warmth and radiant love of God, presence. And just breathe and feel. And if there's an aspect in your life that you'd like to shift and lift to create anew, from the center of God's love, just allow God's love to move to that situation, that person, place, thing, that dream. Infuse it with God's love. Knowing that God's love will draw to it all that it needs to transform or to manifest, to be. So just breathe and feel your love and God's love flowing out into your world. Allowing a space for God to begin to manifest your unique expression. You are the beloved of our Heavenly Father. It's His great pleasure to give you the kingdom. So just breathe and feel how loved you are. Know how loved you are. And in your heart, say, I accept the kingdom. And just breathe and feel waves of transforming love sweeping through your body. Transforming your instrument to be clearer in the expression of God's love. So just breathe and feel and know. This is who you are. God's love made manifest. Breathe and feel and know. Gently wiggle your toes and fingers. And gently open your eyes. We have begun the process of new beginnings this morning. And I would encourage you to love yourself enough to support the new beginnings that begin to manifest in your life. They're gifts. They're gifts to you so you can be a greater gift to life. Seeing the power of love in the process of living is enlightening. Honor the process of living. Each step is integral to to our highest expression. Yeah, God.